Hello and welcome, Picasso chartists. Today I want to keep it extremely simple, and one thing that I really do enjoy doing is taking complex things and simplify it so that everyone can understand. Okay, cool. So today I want to discuss trade the range until there's no more range. And just from a high time frame perspective, you can see I'm here on the 2-day. Just where are we? Where can we turn around? Where can we expect possible bouncing areas to scoop up those lows in preparation for the next coming bull market? Also, we will tackle some news, and I've got two potential juicy altcoins lined up that I would like to take you guys through. So please stay tuned, smash up the like, and subscribe to get future notifications for my daily uploads from my daily uploads from Monday to Friday. Okay, cool. So maybe before we dive in here, let's tackle some news first. The first thing I wanted to discuss is to say Reg Capital posted this very interesting chart where they're basically saying that 60 days before, historically, Bitcoin tends to perform its pre-half rally 60 days before the halving, which is estimated to be in April somewhere. Okay, so this orange block over here, as can be seen here, we had quite a significant correction, where the blue block is where the rally, the 60-day rally before the halving is supposed to start. So history doesn't repeat, but it's sure as hell rhymes. If we are about to have a correction, it looks like that correction needs to happen right now before potentially that next rally starts before April. So could we spend the rest of Jan and Feb inside of a correction, even March, a little bit of March before we start seeing that true rally. Taking this into consideration, when you then look at the price of Bitcoin, is to say that when you take a fixed range profile from this bull market during 2022, you can see that it's acted as nice support. We had deviations on top, which was fine. It was the peak, the bull market euphoria kicking in, and it also acted as nice resistance. And typically the rules of a range is to say that when you broke through, but we never came back to retest this range, usually, it's a game of probabilities. What happens is when you break into a new range, you typically want to see a retest and then a continuation, point of control for continuation. This just looks like straight move up. Okay, no retests has taken place as yet. So from a simplicity perspective, the one thing that I'm looking at is to say that perhaps, when you look at this push up, nice correction, push up, nice correction, push up, nice deep correction, and now we've basically gone up in a straight line. So I would like for us to potentially come and test the top of this range, which is at the $48,000 level. You can even wick above like we did here. So let's take this scenario into perspective, is to say that we can go and tap the level, have a slight little rejection, have a deviation above the range, for then a nice little deeper correction to the downside. Okay, the question is, keeping it simple, is to say perhaps what will happen is we consolidate perhaps here longer, or we go and touch the top of this range, perhaps even a deviation outside. If we come back with closing candles back below inside of this range, I would like to see a deeper correction to the downside. The question is, we have two bouncing levels, a point of control and the value area low. Point of control currently there at the $38,000 mark, for then potentially continuation to the upside, or a deeper correction up until that $32,000, $31,000 mark. And remember, you can have those little deviations below, also the deviations on top. It doesn't have to stay exactly in the range, but it kind of feels to me, looking at the market structure here on the 2-day, we've had nice corrections to the downside with this move up, and it kind of feels like a correction is due. And if that correction needs to happen, perhaps with the ETF news coming out next week, the 10th, perhaps it's going to be bad news in terms of it will still be approved, but there's going to be a delay. So in anticipation, not next week, this week, in less than 72 hours, 70 hours, 68 hours, I think the ETF news is coming out. So perhaps a euphoria move into the news, and it will be approved, but it's been delayed, which will then cause that nice little correction to the downside. Okay, then going into smaller time frames, we can remove all this little scribble over here, just undo all of this, and let's go on to the 1 hour. Where are we right now? Just quickly analyzing the price of Bitcoin. Let me switch on my daily levels and my today scenarios. I know it looks quite a bit messy, but the one thing that I have been tracking and monitoring is to say, when you look at this little range that we've been in, I've got 2 supports and my resistance. And this morning when I did the update to our community, as we discussed to say that when we break through this resistance, we need to break through with high volume, which is now kicked in, so playing out beautifully, high volume, and we need to flip this resistance into support, considering that we have a daily level there as well. So now what it looks like happened is we had a rejection at the daily, nice little scalp swing failure pattern, and we now need to hold this to turn this into support for continuation to the upside. Okay, so far so good. This trade is playing out, nice little breakout. I would like to see us hold this area, closing candles below this support that we've now flipped into, or the resistance that we've now flipped into support, could then mean that we're going to go down lower, possibly testing this area or the low of the range, which is at 41,700. Okay, in a nutshell, that's basically what I'm watching for Bitcoin. Quickly, the 2 altcoins that I've got lined up here is BeamX. And BeamX, you can see I've got this down sloping trend that I've been tracking for quite some time. Beautiful retest. Also, if you take a fib from the bottom to the top, you'll see it is in alignment with the 618. Beautiful bouncing area. And definitely a trade that I'm keeping in mind is to say, okay, nice little retest. Also tracking this momentum to the downside. And we have nice support together with the 0.618 here as well. Then last coin on my list here is Unibot, looking quite juicy. We've just tracking this momentum to the upside. We held it quite nicely here as support. Slight deviation. Could this be the run up to finally come and break this down sloping trend line? As always, you can see I've got my alarm set. Always have your alarm sets. Plan your trade, plan your risk management, and know where you are going to take profit. Quick update from my side today. Hope you're all having a super fantastic day. Please like and subscribe. Also, I've got my 2 affiliate links down in the description. If you love to trade with me, please use my links. It's your way to show support towards the channel. Until the next update, cheers for now.